We make the lidded box for three-dimensional objects, and in particular things that are fragile, like ceramics or glass. This is a ceramic piece, and we'll be making a box that has foam around all sides and the bottom and top. It is wrapped with Tyvek, a good material to use to wrap ceramics, acid-free and soft. It won't rub on any of the surfaces. Once the piece is covered, you don't need the gloves any longer. Use the white artist tape, fix a little piece there, attach it. And we'll do the same thing here. Just fold it, bring it up. White artist tape, again with the pull tab. This we fold in, bring up. The pull tab. Okay. Now it has a Tyvek on it. Now we can put the bubble. The bubble has two sides. It has the side where the bubble is convex, and this side is flat. So we want the flat side towards the piece. There should always be some type of protective material over the piece before you put bubble on it. And we use the white artist tape, the pull tab. So now the piece is wrapped in Tyvek and bubble. Now we need to build the box. It's going to have a soft foam cushion on the bottom. When we're calculating how high of a box we need to make, we have to obviously consider the foam that it's riding on. And it will also be foam on the top, so we have to calculate for that. This is 2-inch foam, and just takes a type of sort of flat edge. Bring it across just to get an idea of how high that is. So you have the foam, the top of the piece comes to 10 inches. So we're going to give it 12 inches altogether. Just 10, and another 2 for the foam on the top. What we have to do is determine what the footprint is going to be, the shape of the bottom of the box, and how high the walls are going to be. We're going to make a lid for it that goes on top instead of flaps coming over. And it's 12.5 this way and 12 this way. I'm just going to make it 12 by 12. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to trim this foam down just a little bit. Your straight edge. Just cut this down to size. Gray foam, a little tricky to cut on that. All right, so we're 12 by 12 now. I'm going to make a 12-inch footprint and then 12-inch walls. 12 this way, 12 this way. That's the footprint, and then the walls. I like to draw the configuration out so that I can visualize it more. Some people can do it in their head. So 36 by 36 is a piece of cardboard that we need. 36 by 36. So I'm going to need 12-inch walls that are going to come up and that 12-inch floor. When you're using the T-square, always work off of the factory edge. You can see the factory edge has this really fine tooth right here. All right, and this is starting to look like a box. When you fold against the corrugation, you have to be careful that when you put the pressure on, it doesn't crease on the corrugation. So just do a little at a time, bent to where you want it. But don't just try to do it all in one shot, because it'll bend here before it bends here. Okay, then we're just going to cut these out. All right, you can see you're going to have a box there. And this should fit right in here perfectly, which it does. Now we're just going to add some tape to it. And then what we'll do is we'll add tissue and some foam so that this ceramic can't move around in the box. It's going to have to be snug in the box. So we're going to use the paper tape. And what we do is you just put the tape nice and even there, right along the top edge. The tape guns are good because you always get a clean cut. If you've done all your cuts and measuring right, your two edges, the two sides of your box should match exactly right. So we just do that. We're going to do that on all sides. So that's your basic box so far. Now you can see this is all flush all the way around. Now we just have to reinforce these edges, these corners a little bit. So we'll take a long piece of tape, and what we're going to do is so half the tape is on this side, and I can fold it over and close it with one piece of tape. And you're going to be able to go around this corner like that on that side, right? And then this is going to be folded this way, and it's going to be folded up. And a lot of times, this would be going from our warehouse to the person who bought it. Now we're going to put the piece inside. You're just going to try to center it inside. And I've left enough space around so that I can put padding around it. You don't want the cardboard right up against the piece. So leave yourself a couple inches all the way around the piece so you can add either foam or a little bit of tissue or something. I'm going to try to find this place where it wants to sit naturally. Okay, so now I'm going to add foam all the way around. So I have some pieces of foam, which I'll add to these boxes. Come into this box. These are 10 inches because you know there's 2 inches of foam at the bottom. Slides right in. Another one for the other side. So that's what you got so far. So now the piece is still moving around in there. I got 2 more pieces of foam, and then we'll add tissue. So this is acid-free tissue. I'm going to snake some in first to try to get into the bottom because it's this sort of a shape. So I want to get some of that tissue under the bottom edge of this head. Don't press so hard that you're going to damage something. Just take your time. You want it like a cotton ball type of thing. It's kind of loose. You can compress a little bit as you put it in. Just go around the entire piece. Now that this is all packed with tissue, I can shake the box. I can feel the piece doesn't move at all. This is just going to protect the top of the piece. Now we need to make a lid. We're going to make it 12 3/4, maybe a hair less than that, just so it presses these sides in a bit. You can see it's bolting out right here. So it's 12 3/4 square. So again to our notepad. That's the footprint, 12 3/4. We're going to need a lip that goes around. It's hard to work with anything less than 2 inches. I'm going to go 3 inches down, so the lid will have this lip that goes all around. So that's going to be the top, and these are going to be the flaps that go around. So 3 and 3 is 6. That's the size of the piece of cardboard we're going to have to cut to make this. So just 18 3/4 both ways. Okay, so that's 18 3/4 square. Again, I always cut and leave the mark. So just give yourself a little bit hair extra. And now we're going to need the 3-inch lip. So what we'll do is just go all the way around and mark 3. These parts that you cut out, that better be a square. If it's not a square, you did something wrong. So you just cut these out. And then fold these flaps. Okay, now the moment of truth. Did you cut it right? So there you go. That's your lid. Now it's just a matter of taping it together. It's similar to what you did with the box. You're going to put the tape right on that edge, about half on this side, and leave the other half floating. And you're just going to close this and pull it over. And you'll do that all the way around. I always find that by trying to make it look as nice as you can make it, it keeps you from getting bored from making boxes. Okay, so there's your lid. And now we just got to tape it to the box. We're just going to cut fairly long strips. Put that sort of in the center, best you can. It's good to let it be slack here, just let it hang, and then tuck it under there first, and then down. Just do that all 4 sides. That's it. So now it's nice, secure. The other thing I like about having a lid box is that there's no way someone's going to think that this is the bottom. If you have a flat box, it'll end up on its side, it'll end up upside down. This way, it's very clear this is the top of the box. We'll just put a couple labels on it because that's the fun part. Try to put them on straight and nice, you know. And then I'm just going to take a marker and write that this is the top, and write Do not stack. That means don't put anything on top of it. And that's your lidded, foamed out box.